Husky fans, welcome into episode number 12 of NIU Weekly. I'm Andy Garcia, alongside the Associate Vice President and Director of Athletics at NIU, Sean T. Frazier. And Sean, hope the week has started out well. Hope the family is safe and well. And I hope your Thanksgiving went well this past week. And a lot of things to be thankful for. Close one on Saturday at Western Michigan. The Husky football team came up a little bit short, but again, still a lot of things to be thankful for. And Sean, what's the one thing, before we move forward here with all the nuts and bolts of the show, what's the one thing that the Frazier household has to have at the dinner table for Thanksgiving dinner? What's the one thing that Sean T. Frazier loves for Thanksgiving?
Well, it's going to be the world famous collard greens. Passed down from generation to generation of Fraziers, and at least I used to think so. It's interesting. My girls didn't like them growing up, and now they adore them. So yeah, we do that. At least is going to be around the dinner table. That and the candied yams. There's a southern piece with that. So the collard greens, the candied yams are the two staples, and then everything else. That's good too.
Yeah, the mashed potatoes are the best at the Garcia household. You got to have.
I like that. Yeah.
But it was a good Thanksgiving weekend. Again, football really probably played their best game of the season so far. And again, the game plan was executed almost to perfection. Western Michigan got the win, but we did see some improvement and some positive things from football.
Yeah, it's definitely a work in progress. I think we see that every game. There's definitely growth and development. There's definitely some shortcomings. There's definitely some things that have to be ironed out. But, with the 60-something freshmen, 11 starting, you're going to have these days. And you just have to have some level of patience. I'm someone that obviously been here a while, and we're used to winning a lot. I'm winning championships too. So this is just part of that growth and development side of it. But it's clear that Coach Hammock has recruited individuals into this particular program that can straight out play. They're going to be a beast or beastly in this league. You can see this, and it's just a matter of time and how quick that all gels together. So good things in the future. There's no question about it.
Yeah, so football's got two more games all in the month of December. Home game this Saturday, taking on Toledo, and then on the road the Saturday after that versus Eastern Michigan. So we got two games left. And we got to mention, the month of December is here. You got to find some gifts for your Husky family and friends. And the cardboard cutouts in the Convocation Center is a great way to kind of have that. NIUHuskies.com. The cardboard cutouts will be in the Convocation Center. I've seen them for a couple of the basketball games now. Looking great. We need more of them. NIUHuskies.com. Get on there, take a photo, and you can have it out there. And it's going to be out there for the whole basketball season. And then you get it sent to you after basketball season is done. So that's pretty cool. So NIUHuskies.com and get your cardboard cutout in the Convocation Center for basketball. And we didn't get the chance to talk about this last week, Sean, but I do want to mention that graduation success rates are out for the for NCAA schools. And NIU, again, another huge success in the graduation success rate, and it just continues. It's not easy in this time of COVID and going to school. It's never easy for a D1 student athlete to balance athletics along with scholastics, but they have done that. NIU has, and we see another good semester.
No, it's fantastic, and to be able to do that, during my this is 8 years now. We've had really solid academics coming in. One of the things that really attracted me to NIU in particular was that we were really good in that area. We just have gotten better and better. We've got a 3.3 overall department's GPA. We've got, we're high on our academic progress rates. We're high on our GSR, graduation success rates. It's something we do not compromise. We do not compromise standards when it comes to academics. And our academic support unit, our SAS unit, our coaches, our student athletes, they lead by example. It's been really good to kind of watch academics continue to climb and then us also win championships. So that's a real measure there. Winning academics, winning championships, and doing that without compromising standards. I'm so proud of our young men and women.
Let me give you some of the numbers. So 8 NIU athletic teams had a perfect 100% graduation success rate. So every student athlete on those 8 teams who entered NIU between 2010 and 2014 earned their degree. That's pretty cool. Overall, NIU had a GSR of 87%. And for the last 7 years, the Huskies have had a GSR between 86 and 89%. Congratulations to all their student athletes. That's not easy to do, Sean. Again, trying to balance playing and studying and getting the athletics and the scholastics done. Good job from the NIU Huskies teams. As we move into football, let's bring in the Huskies head football coach, Thomas Hammock. Again, a really good game on Saturday taking on Western Michigan. KISS came up a little bit short. And, Coach, as we talked after the game on Saturday, you weren't there to just show off it and try to make it a good game. You guys went in there trying to win, and you were very close in doing that.
Yeah, I think, the intent is to win the game. I mean, I don't look at our team as being maybe what the perception is. I think we have a good football team that's getting better. I think our young men understand that. They're competing. We just have to be able to play clean football and take advantage of some opportunities that's going to put us on the positive side of the win column. And I think, the character of our football team and the makeup of our team, these young men are going to continue to get better and improve. And I'm excited to keep working. And this is a big week for us against Toledo.
What positives did you take from that Western Michigan game moving forward to Toledo?
Well, I think, for us, we didn't turn the ball over, which is something that, we've been striving to continue to get better at each week. We minimize the explosive plays for the majority of the game. We knew they was a very explosive offense. I think we held them in check quite a bit. And we were able to play complementary football for the most part outside of the kickoff return for a touchdown. I think, that's what we have to be able to put all three phases together. When offense and defense is rolling, special teams got to continue to play so we can put all three phases and play complementary football to give ourselves the best chance to win.
Sean?
Yeah, just talk a little bit about the offense, Coach. Just a little bit about some of the things that, from the game plan standpoint, that worked out well, and maybe some of those things that didn't work out so well.
Yeah, I think for us, I think we're throwing and catching the ball at a pretty good pace. But for us, we have to be able to run the football, and I think obviously we got to find creative ways to run the football with a more traditional drop back quarterback. So we have to add some new wrinkles and pieces to get some other guys involved that can help our run game out and to maintain some balance that we need to play the type of game where we can run it, we can use the play action pass off of it, and stay on the field and minimize third and long situations.
And Dennis Robinson, Tyrese Ritchie, two receivers that had really, really good games. Tyrese Ritchie, one of the top receivers in the nation in receptions coming into Toledo week. I mean, he just had another good week, Tyrese Ritchie. When the ball's thrown to him, he catches it. And Dennis Robinson almost had that touchdown. You and me talked about in the post. We thought it was a catch. Sean T. Frazier and I were on the sideline screaming for it to be a touchdown, but Dennis Robinson stepped up. That's just another weapon that'll help this offense.
Yeah, I thought that catch gave him confidence the rest of the game to go out and make more plays. And what we've talked about is now it got to consistently show up at practice because if he becomes a weapon for us, obviously teams can't double team Tyrese Ritchie. Trayvon Rudolph can have more space, and you forced him not, and that's not counting Cole Tucker, who was out because of injury. That forces defenses to cover the whole field, and that should open up some, a lighter box in the run game and open up some run opportunities as well.
Sean?
Yeah, I think that Dennis was definitely a bright spot, and for the record, yeah, he was in. I don't want to go into all those particular issues, but I thought he made one heck of a play outside on that. Talk to us about your defense a little bit. They came up big. A lot of young guys flying around, a lot of seasoned vets doing the same thing. What'd you like on Saturday?
Well, I think for us, I thought they gang tackle, they play fast, they play physical, they was disruptive. They batted some balls down. We got 2 sacks. We started 7 true freshmen on defense, and to hold that offense to what we held them, obviously those guys are making plays and they're building confidence each and every week. And I think we can continue to grow. I think for us, the next big thing is obviously the development, the strength. Because you look at Western Michigan, they were a big team. and that's where we have to go to make the next step in our program from a developmental standpoint. But from an athletic standpoint, these young men can play. I've said it from the beginning. I thought we really did a great job with the type of football character and athleticism, and these guys are showing it. I mean, all across the board.
Jordan Gandy, going against Eskridge much of the game, had a really, really good game. The sophomore. C.J. Brown back in the secondary too. Seems like it's coming together for him. And I saw James Esther just flying around. I mean, there was some names out there too. The youth is being served out there, but they're also making plays, and you can see it, Coach. The light continues to turn on brighter and brighter for the guys as long as they get this game experience.
Yeah, I thought last Sunday during the mini bye, we really had a breakthrough from a teaching technique, fundamentals, and practice standpoint. I thought they made a jump defensively. And I went into that game with the utmost confidence in that unit that they will continue to improve. And for the most part, if you look at what everybody else has done against Western Michigan and what we've done, I think, that's something that we can continue to build on.
Let's talk about Toledo coming up this Saturday. Always an interesting week with Toledo and NIU, the rivalry. How has practice been so far, and your thoughts on the Rockets?
Well, I think, obviously, number one, our players are locked in. This is a good football team that we're playing. They had a tough loss to Ball State, had a tough loss to Western Michigan. But they're good on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. So we got our hands full. So we got to put a plan together that's going to give our players a chance to go out and execute. And we're going to be very aggressive in our mentality and approach to try to win this football game. And I think our players expect to win. But we have to put the work in necessary in the practice field to make sure we get better to go out there and be able to execute at a high level on Saturday.
Sean?
Maybe go with some keys now, just knowing their scheme and knowing what we can do. Maybe talk a little bit about what we're going to have to do to be able to win the game.
Yeah, I think, obviously for us, it starts with ball security is a big thing. Defensively, Toledo's defense, this coordinator is pretty unique in the regard that he uses a Rolodex of coverages, a Rolodex of fronts. So it's hard to get them pinned down exactly right. So we have to be able to make adjustments, in game, on the field, to be able to execute. And then defensively, obviously their run game is pretty good. They got a back that's number 22 that was really an explosive player. Number 12, the quarterback, he kind of directs the show. Probably a better athlete than you want to give him credit for. He's a really good athlete that can extend plays with his legs. And they have a very solid receiving core. I think all of their guys are really good. They may not have the exceptional player like, Western Michigan, but they got a talented wide receiver core that we got to make sure we try to be physical and aggressive with.
I got two more for you. The first one is just add this to the chapter of the book of 2020, but it should be senior day on Saturday, and not knowing what's going on with the seniors that may come back. What kind of senior day will we see on Saturday? And it's still emotional. If this is your last time playing at Huskies Stadium, fans or no fans, how is that going to happen on Saturday?
I think it's a unique year in the regard with the eligibility and all the different things. So, we try to just take a 1 week at a time and talk to guys after the season because it's really a wait and see approach as far as if a guy chooses to come back or not. I think that's their choice. But we don't want to put the cart before the horse. We want them to go out there and try to win a game and let them feel the excitement of winning. And then obviously we can talk about senior day and all those different things after the season.
Yeah, interesting day coming up on Saturday, last home game of the year, taking on Toledo. My last question to you, I asked Sean Frazier about this. We had Thanksgiving week. What's the one thing you have to have on the Hammock table for Thanksgiving? What'd you have?
Oh, good question. My wife really cooked well this year. I mean, I said, this is the best you cooked in the 13 years that we've been married. And, so that gave me a lot of kudos. But she did an awesome job. Macaroni and cheese, some collard greens. She really. I said, what recipe did you? They got them apps and things that you can pull up. But I said, this is phenomenal.
That's good. Well, Coach, again, we've seen the improvement. The youngsters are getting a lot of playing time. They're learning on the job, and it's only going to be more successful as this team. This program is on the rise, and I think coaches in the MAC know that if you're going to try to get NIU, the time might be now. It's not going to come easy because this team's only going to get better. And I think you, as we've talked about, it's going to be tough right now, but the future's so bright for your squad.
No, we're certainly looking forward to it, but we want to win. I think, my son said it best. He said, hey, you can finish, with 2 wins. So that's certainly what we're going to try to do.
Coach, I appreciate the time, and I'll see you on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right. That's Huskies head football coach Thomas Hammock. Sean, as we wrap things up, I like talking to Coach Hammock because he's realistic, but he also knows they were right in that game. The game plan was suited for it. And again, if some plays go your way, you win that game. It's just the difference between a good team and a team that's on the rise right now, in my opinion, Sean.
Yeah, no, it's tough because, like I said, everybody wants to win. It's a very important part of the game. Why play the game, right? If you're not going to try to make a win. But I think the development side here is that you do have some youth and you do have some gelling. You got some first in a lot of different ways. We haven't been thrown in the whole COVID scenario because we're not going to use those as excuses, but we've had those as challenges too as we're trying to get this together. But it comes down to this team working together and finding an identity, and we're starting to see it now. You're starting to see it, right? We are limited on some levels on what we can do, offense, defense, and special teams by virtue of certain scenarios and certain personnel, and we get that. But the personnel that you do see in there, they are impressive, and you can see the development really quickly in our athleticism, our speed, our size. So yeah, it's going to be a good day as we kind of go into next year, as we kind of go into some of those other scenarios by which we're adding to what we already have. And one thing I said when we hired Coach Hammock, he can straight up recruit. There's no one that I've ever seen that can command a room and can recruit and bring in big-time players with big-time upside and development. So he's going to be able to do that. It's going to happen. I've seen it. And I'm really, really pumped about what that's going to look like in the future. No question about it.
Yep, 2 more games coming up for NIU football. Next one at home on Saturday at Husky Stadium, taking on the Rockets of Toledo. And again, no fans coming up for football. If you want to hear the game, WLBK, 1360 AM, 98.9 FM, TuneIn app, or the new NIU Huskies mobile app. You can hear football. You also hear basketball. We've got some changes to the lineup now, and I think it's a great idea what the MAC is doing, Sean, to try to get some of these games, men and women, moved into December and try to take some of the games out January and February just in case you got to make up some of these games. I think it's a great idea, and some of the changes, NIU men's basketball is going to take on Ball State coming up in December, and NIU women are going to take on Toledo. So I like the opportunity. What they're doing is get some of these games in now, just in case we need some of the time later on.
There's no question. We're seeing an uptick. It's all around us, and it's better to get these games in and instead of not at all. And so I think, we're going to constantly deal with that. It's going to be as part of our non-conference. We're juggling games around right now. It's going to be tough. I think people, as long as they have patience, have patience. The great news is that we're still playing. The worst news could be that, okay, we shut it all down. I think that is where we are as far as being patient, and hopefully we can make these things up.
If you can, please subscribe to this page on YouTube, NIU Athletics. You'll see, again, all the NIU weekly shows here, but also some of the highlights, a lot of features that are coming up right here on the YouTube page. So please subscribe to that. And again, NIUHuskies.com. I have all the information with the different games and radio that's coming up. That's kind of how you can stay tuned with NIU Athletics right now. Good show, talking a little football. It's been fun watching this team develop, and hopefully we'll see some more of that on Saturday as the Huskies try to get a win versus Toledo. And we got men's and women's basketball coming up when they can get some wins this week and this weekend, and hopefully have some victories to talk about next week, Sean.
No question about it. It's a process, right? Let's trust the process.
Yep. Well, appreciate it, Sean, and I'll see you either courtside or on Saturday at Husky Stadium.
You will, Andy. God bless you. Thank you very much for all you do for NIU.
For Thomas Hammock and Shaw T. Frazier, I'm Andy Garcia saying thank you for watching NIU Weekly, and we'll talk to you next week, hopefully after some wins. Go Huskies.